What is going on, everybody? Tuned Up Ty back at it with another fucking video. And today we are doing another modification for the vehicle. We're going to be doing a tail light upgrade from our boring pre-LCI tail lights to some new V2s that we had just purchased today. These are going to be, I don't know if you can tell already, but these are going to be the GTS style tail lights. So I'm very excited for this. My friend Johnny's going to be helping me out with this install, and hopefully it's going to be a nice addition to the LED ring light diffuser that we have. So first things first, we're gonna remove these screws, which I believe are 10 mils from each side. Pardon my dirty trunk, but we're gonna remove these screws so we can expose the cowl to release this, and then use 10 mils to remove the housing on this side of the car. Once you removed all those the two 10 mil nuts from each side, all you gotta do is just remove the housing. It's gonna be a little tug because there is a plastic holder here in the back side, but if you give it enough force, it should come out nice and even. You don't want to pull too hard because you do have your harness behind this, and just press the button on the clip, and there you go. I'm gonna leave these in here so they don't get scratched up. And we're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. I have a feeling that's probably gonna be the easiest part of the install. Alright. Next up, you're gonna have to remove these plastic covers that you have holding the trunk up. These are very easy. It's just a plastic cover holding by two little brackets right here. So you can either rip it off, open it with your finger, or you can use a flathead. Just pull it down and boom. Now you got access to your wiring back here. Same thing for the other side. Now that we have both of them removed, we have access to each corner's wiring. That will allow us to get access to the inner housing. So now to get these inner housings, we're gonna get these little screws all off from the fender lining down here as well, and that will be able to allow us to pull this down and be able to remove these inner ones.
Alright, so just gonna grab this inner portion. What's in here is a pin. So you're gonna push this with your finger from the back. You're gonna try to pry in the flathead screwdriver. And as you pry it down ever so slightly, carefully, you can pull down on the cable, and you see there you can fish it out. So that's what was in there. And the installation is the reversal. You just line it up, put it right in.
All right, guys. So now that we have the fender liner off the car, just make sure you be careful with the emergency latch. You don't want to rip that or have it catch on to the fender liner and then you rip it off. But yeah, once you remove the entire thing off, first thing you want to do is remove these two latches, the harnesses from the tail light. Same thing over here. Remove that tail light as well, and then after that, you're gonna remove this little millimeter nut right here. I believe it's a 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter. I apologize. Once you remove the 8 mil, they should fall out very evenly. Instead of just trying to rip it straight out, you want to try and push it towards the right, or remove it towards the outside, this way over here. So it'll fall right out of the trunk. I apologize. It is a 10 mil, not an 8 mil. All right, guys. So now that we removed the actual housing from the trunk, all you have to do there's gonna be these two latches, well, not latches, but holders. These, once you got them loose enough from the bolt, you don't have to completely take it off, but once you have it completely loosened, you're gonna want to push in on this yellow piece, and that should put enough pressure to push this one out. How it's gonna look is basically, oh, this is the wrong side. How it's gonna look is basically like this. Once you put enough pressure on this side, the housing will end up coming out from like that, and then from there you can just peel it right off from the trunk. Here are the inner of the GTS lights. They look really nice actually. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a shadow line like from the one I was telling you about, like your LCI ones. They're hella dark. All right, so we're just gonna peel this plastic off and I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, so now that we dropped in the new LCI, or not LCI, but GTS tail light, the inner housing, we removed this little bracket to try and get a better fitment. And right now, we're just trying to line it up and make sure we got the right fitment before tightening the bracket for this. Now that you screwed in that piece right here, that little screw back into the inner harness, it clears the gap that you had from the trunk in between the GTS light. And then now you're just gonna wanna plug it comes with two harnesses. If you're using LCI, I believe you're using the bigger one, but we have the pre-LCI, so we're gonna be using the smaller one. Just show it in, so like the little divider that's in between lines up right there. I think that's it. Good. Heard. And let's see if it'll light up once we got the car on, or unlock it. Hey, as you can see, it starts a little animation, and there you go. It has a little breathing effect to it as well. These are VLAN, by the way. They come with a long ass resistor. Unfortunately, it does have some 3M tape, which you can use. Well, let me try and actually peel that off. I just wouldn't trust the zip ties alone. I mean the 3M taping alone that it comes with, because this can come undone at any given time. Before you even put this on, remember guys that you wanna clean off the surface too to get a nice adhesive sticking. Because without this, it's probably just gonna slide right off. So we're gonna wrap this around through a little tiny hole that's on the right side of it, and then loop it across into the zip tie, and boom. We're gonna tighten it. I believe that's pretty tight. And there you go. Now we're gonna get started into the outer tail light for the right side as well. So you want to grab your housing, peel off your little plastic that it comes with, and that is a really nice finish too, I'm not gonna lie. Thankfully they provide some stickers that show you which version you need. So the top one, this one's for 2016 LCI, the bottom one 2013, 2015. I'm pre-LCI, so I'm gonna use this plug as well. If you do not have any stickers on these, also look at your inner your plugs. This one has 4 in a row. Those are for the LCI ones. Me, I have 3 and then a gap in between the 4th and the 3rd one. And as you can see here, it's also the same exact way, where I have 3 in a row and then a gap in between the 4th one. So that's what we're going to use. This one, we're just gonna undo this little tie right here so we can get better access to the cable. And then now we're gonna connect these. Make sure that you have the right side facing. So you want to have the little notch right here facing your clip. If that doesn't help, you can also look inside where the prongs are at. This one is 3 on the left. We have 3 on the left right here, so we're gonna make sure it connects like this. All right, And there you go. We're gonna just test the lighting real quick before we actually turn on the vehicle. Seal in the bolts. So let's just unlock it and lock it right now. Okay. There you go. And there goes the animation. And these are very, very, very bright compared to the pre-LCI ones. If you have the regular LCI, it may or may not be the same lumens or the same brightness, but compared to the pre-LCI, this is a way better lighting.
And you can feed the wires in through here. It actually does fit anyway. This is how I did it. I just squeezed in those tabs, pressed them in. So what you do is, so you peel back the carpeting up here. So I'll pull that down for you. So you see the cables right there? All you're doing is feeding it through there. You pull all the slack out. Yellow to yellow, red to red.
Alright, there we go. So we're gonna be removing this 3M taping, and we're gonna have this snuck onto the bottom of the housing so it doesn't jingle around, even though we're not gonna really hear it, but just for a good measure. So you wanna make sure you clean the surface as well. I wiped it down to as much dust as I could, but whenever you feel comfortable enough, you can just put it down and boom. And then same thing, you can just have these wires, your extra wires, fed through the gap. Alright.
Good.
Yep, so make sure your holes line up, and then you're just gonna tighten them down again. Make sure your housing is actually secured, and no gaps all around. This, we're gonna use a power drill to make the process go by a little faster.
Don't over torque because it's plastic.
Definitely. Start off slow. Boom. As you can see, the more you tighten it, the more it aligns itself into the actual body of the car. There you go. And now you have the first side into the car. This is how it looks connected. Make sure to also leave a rag there just so you don't get locked out if you do leave your keys by any chance. That's how it looks so far. Now we're just gonna finish cleaning up the wiring and start off on the left side of the car. And this is how it looks like with the right side installed. Turning it on.
Nice.
There you have it. Does a little breathing effect.
I'm gonna do a mock-up. Put the folding together.
And that's how it looks so far. Also in addition with the rain light on the bottom, and it turns off. Compared to this one, I believe they are the same brightness right now. It's pretty cool, almost near OEM quality. We're gonna end up putting our carpet back in, our fender liner, I mean. We're gonna add the plastic covering again. Remember, they are 2 slats right here for the covers. Right here, I apologize. When you're putting these in, remember there's 2 slats you wanna do to buckle in from bottom to top. And then we're gonna get started on the right side the left side for the installation. All right, guys, so we installed this again. Yeah, that was easy, 210 mils to secure the bracket in. Always make sure when you're putting these in that the fitment alongside is completely seated in, because you don't want to get no water going in between that seal. As for the wiring that it brings all the way for the inner tail lights, we ran that from behind that hole in there, and we routed this all the way up to the the trunk legs. It's very loose. You don't want to super tighten it, or else you can shorten the wires or tug it too hard. So we ran it up through this little hole, and that's what we connected into the inner assembly. And for this, same thing here. You want to make sure that you have a nice seal all around. This has a little hook that faces like that you want to hook into the body. That's what you're going to use to secure that side. For this side, you're going to use the bracket to tighten it up with this little 10 mil nut right here. Once you tighten that up to a good enough, don't overstrip it, because it is delicate. That's what's going to lower this side of the car down. This side of the tail light down. And now we're just going to add the leg covers. Remember, these are specific to each side, so don't mix and match them. If it looks from the top, it helps you a little bit. This is how it looks from behind. Once we turn on the car, it looks pretty nice. All right. And then we're gonna put on the hazards. The hazards are a nice yellow in person. It's not a saturated red, so you will be able to tell the difference between them. And I'm gonna actually start the car now so you guys can see the reverse light. All right. Here. What a anyway. So Joey's gonna start the car right now, and we're gonna throw it into reverse, as well as like tap the brake a few times so you guys can get the full effect. Brakes on. My rain light will also flash with the brakes. Brakes again. And these are the reverse lights. These are stupid bright. Very white LED. They look really clean. Very bright. They'll definitely be able to notice you. Here are the turn signals left and right. And there you have it. This is the installation for the GTS taillights, and I will include a link as always in the description down below. I did get the red ones. These are not the clear ones, but if you're curious by any chance, these are your regular red V2s. The V1s basically have a different animation and another 5th LED in the inner housing.